podcasting. We're so fucking talented at this.
We really are, dude.
Nah, but that meeting today was like wicked good. She's
What?
mad cool, yeah. She works. That's the girl that work. Oh shit! What the fuck? That's the girl that works with Chase Winovich, the Patriots.
Okay. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, she like manages. She's a creative manager of House 17 Creative, which is like a company that does shit like this, where like they manage like
That's
athletes,
amazing.
artists, and companies like Instagram profiles and shit like that, and post for them and
that's cool,
stuff.
yeah.
Yeah. It was really cool. She's really intelligent too. Like she helped a lot.
She's-
Like I
oh, I
owe her,
bet,
bro.
yeah.
I owe her so much.
Yeah.
Let me actually take a picture of this so I can send it to her. She was like, yeah, just send over like she told me about like pillars.
Okay.
So she's like, send over like 5 to 6 pillars, and I'll make templates for you, and get back to you like when they're done or whatever. So
Oh, yeah. That
Shit.
looks so perfect.
yo, Loki is dark as hell in here.
I know, I was going to say, I had to put my...
Fuck, I need. That's not a good picture. I need the flash on. Page 1.
day.
Really?
Yeah, every morning. I usually do it
You
in
got
the
your
morning.
journal with you?
No.
Oh, I was gonna say. I take my shit wherever I go.
Really?
Yeah, just in case I need to like mind dump anything. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Speaking of mind dumping, I got a funny story for you. I get a text today from my ex,
Oh, okay.
who I haven't spoken to in like since I broke up with her. Like
Oh,
literally.
wow.
I deleted the
Good
messages,
text?
but
Oh,
no. Good. Okay, this is what the text said.
Okay.
Can you call me when you get a chance? I want to talk to you about something. So when you get that text, it's never anything good. You know what I mean?
yeah,
Like, so I'm like, what do you need? What do you want to talk about? And she
Yeah.
was like, I don't need anything. I just need to talk. And I'm like, that's a need. Like, what is it regarding?
Yeah.
And she was like, it would be better to discuss over the phone. I'm like, what? She's dodging all the questions. So I'm like, all right.
Yeah.
I called her after work, and she
Yeah.
was just like, hey, I listened to your podcast, and I don't appreciate you like using my name and talking about me and stuff. And I'm like, well, first, anyone, regardless of...
It's not who you are.
Oh, shit. Something just popped up on there. It said, right ever. Not sure what that was, but let's hope it's still recording. It
good.
says it's still recording.
Alright.
But, yeah, so then I'm like, well, like... I don't know what you want me to do.
Yeah.
One, I'm not going to delete those episodes where I talk about your name or I say your name or whatever.
Yeah.
2, I'm going to continue to say whatever I want. It's my podcast. 3, have you ever considered not listening to my podcast? Like that would never would have started it.
That's a good one right there.
I didn't say that to her because
No,
I don't want to be a douchebag to her. It's not like
Yeah, but
you know what I mean. It's
you don't wanna- I
no
mean-
hard feelings and no like bad blood between us.
Yeah.
It's just she seemed pretty angry, but I mean she started the conversation with I don't want to sound crazy, but which means I'm about to say some crazy shit. Yeah, but so I just apologized. I'm like, all right, well, I'm not really sorry for like talking about you, like because I'm not. I didn't say anything
honestly,
bad.
To me, I don't think you said anything bad.
I didn't. No, I
So,
didn't. I know I didn't. And then she was like, I could sue you for that. And I'm like, no, you couldn't. Like, I didn't say anything
my
bad.
God.
First of all,
Oh my god.
I didn't say anything bad. Like, it was no slander or anything
Yeah,
like
no.
that. And I was just like, all right, well, I just won't say your name anymore. It's like, whatever. It's like,
Yeah.
right now I'm talking about you. What are you going to do about it? I'm not saying your name. It's like, you know what I mean? No one knows who I'm talking about, but
Yeah.
people know who I'm talking about.
Yeah.
But I just told her, I'm like, it's just like a conversation I'm having with a friend, and I just post it. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? It's not like,
We're
what the
not
fuck?
over here like doing this to
Yeah,
everybody.
it's like,
We're
well,
just
what I said to her is like, it's not scripted. Like, I wasn't like, all right, I'm going to talk about her in this way
no,
and say
it's,
this.
It's
like,
out of your heart.
yeah,
It's,
and that's you see my Spider-Man? I wore this on
I was
purpose because
like,
I wanted to ask
damn.
you about it.
Okay.
Hold on. Where's
he's all marveled out.
Spider-Man's arm fell off, bro. Look, he's doing the fucking shit.
Oh shit.
I gotta super glue it back on. But yeah, I have this shirt.
Yeah, that's dope.
Let's see. I know the lighting's kind of weird in here. We have the blue light on like the lighting side.
blue
You guys will
vibe
see it
today.
once we're in video format. We just talked about. We just had a little meeting before we
Yeah.
started recording, but we'll be there soon. But yeah, see if you can name all these people in here.
Oh shit. Okay.
I'm gonna see. Test your skills. Name them out loud. Here, you gotta talk to the mic.
Thor, Spider-Man.
Oh no, start up here and go this way.
Oh shit.
So start up there.
I can't even see that. I can't even see who is.
That's Daredevil.
Oh okay.
Here, want me to name them? Want me to just
Yeah,
go?
you name
All right,
them,
I'll go,
'cause
I know these motherfuckers.
Alright.
Daredevil, Doctor Strange, Spider-Man, Spider-Woman, Thor, Iron Man, Luke Cage, Nova, Hulk, Loki, Captain America, Ghost Rider,
Oh shit.
Black Panther, Black Widow, Venom,
Hey.
Black Bolt, Falcon, I don't know who that is, Red Skull, He Who Remains, I forget what this dog's name is, but it's like a pug that talks. It's from the Inhumans thing.
Oh,
I don't know, and I don't know who that is. That's Baron Zemo. That's Dormammu. Mandarin, and I don't know who this chick is. So I don't know who like 3 or 4 of them are.
I was gonna say, yeah,
but damn. I know pretty good. I know more than the average person.
Definitely do that.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, that's cool. Yeah. That's a dope shirt, though.
Yeah, no. Where did I got it for Christmas. I always get like Christmas pajamas, and this is my shirt. I usually will get something that's like superhero, like something like that.
Yeah.
This coffee's mad good. So I found this recipe on some sort of Instagram page. I forget what it is. Maybe we'll repost it. But it's like a mocha thing. So what you do is you take maple syrup, but I use like the sugar-free maple syrup, and then you do like 2 tablespoons or teaspoons of the like cocoa powder.
Okay.
Yeah, and then some almond milk, and then like sweetener if you want to add sweetener.
Oh, that sounds good.
Yeah, and you shake that up, and it's probably like fills up to here, and then you put coffee in it. And then you mix it. It's like a mocha
like
coffee. So I didn't have any of the cacao powder because I used the last of it last night in my yogurt. So I used peanut butter cup reef. Should I answer a phone call live? Hello?
If you or a loved one has had a hernia mesh implant surgery.
I've never had hernia surgery. So
I have.
Actually?
Yeah.
Where'd you get a hernia from?
When I was like, it was like when I was like younger. I was probably like, I think I was like 12 or 13. I don't know. I lifted something and. Oh, it was so long ago, but I had to get it surgery removed. It was bad.
Like, how do hernias... What even are hernias,
It's
anyways?
like when you, like...
Jamie, pull that up.
Jamie, pull that up.
Any chance I get.
It's like, when... It's something with, like, your,
A hernia happens when part of an internal organ or tissue bulges through a weak area of muscle. Oh, you're weak as fuck, bro. You got no muscles, dude. Most hernias are in the abdomen. There are several type of hernias. Yeah, usually like when you like take a shit too hard, people get hernias and shit like that. Including inguinal. That's how you pronounce that? Inguinal. In the groin. Where else? This is the most common. Hernias are caused by a combination of pressure and an opening or weakness of muscle fascia. The pressure pushes an organ or tissue through the opening or weak spot. Sometimes the muscle weakness is present at birth. More often it occurs later in life. So it's literally like your organs trying to get out of your body, dude. That's crazy.
It's weird.
It's like, that's how, like, what happens when people, like, fucking shit too hard.
Yeah.
People get hernias from lifting.
Yeah,
because like you're fucking pushing it way too hard, dude. It's like when you don't breathe and you're just squeezing everything in your body. It's like your organs
your
like
face is like.
Yeah, I know your organs like are just trying to escape basically. That's crazy.
Hernias they suck. That was bad too. Like I remember like it was like painful too and stuff, and that's why I had to get surgery removed. But yeah,
painful. Like what do you mean?
Like
what
did it feel pain. Like
I feel like you get stabbed.
Yeah.
Huh.
Yeah.
That's kind of how it felt when I had appendicitis. When I got my appendix out.
Before. Yeah.
Yeah, it basically felt like. Yeah, it felt like a stabbing. Basically.
Like,
dude, I didn't shit for like a week.
Oh.
Yeah, after the surgery and stuff, like I literally didn't shit. I didn't fart. Like it was mad weird, bro. When my first shit, bro, was disgusting, dude. I was in the hospital. I had to like learn how to walk again because like my gut was so fucked.
Yeah. How old are you?
Yeah.
Damn.
Yeah, it was a fucked surgery. Tonsils removed.
I had my tonsils
removed. Oh yeah, I got a spinal tap, but that wasn't like a surgery. That was just because they needed to like test me. For something so much. I definitely have gotten surgeries. Maybe not surgeries, but I've been hospitalized so many times. Really? Basically, yeah. It's
any
so bad.
Head injuries, or is it not?
Any what?
Any head injuries?
Head?
Yeah.
I probably
like
have
concussions
CTE.
Or like that?
I probably have CTE and have had concussions, but I've never like addressed them. Yeah, I'm just whatever. It's from like football and shit, just banging heads with fucking other people.
Mm-hmm.
Why does it keep saying right error?
Didn't that happen last time at the end?
Yeah, only at the end, but it's still saying it's recording, so I'm not really sure.
That's weird.
It better fucking be recording.
Oh, yeah.
This is scary. I don't like this. I don't like this at all. Mom! Mom! I wanted to ask you, do you like believe in God? Like, are you religious?
I am, yeah. But
do you believe in God, or?
I believe in God.
This is a open space, by the way. It's like, I'm not judging you. Right?
I don't like religious and stuff. Like I went through Sunday school, like CCD and stuff, like so you learn about God and stuff. I go to church and stuff, but I don't go to church like every single Sunday because it's like, you know, life and stuff. I should though, like that's not really an excuse, but I'm trying to go back into going to church like maybe once a week. But I I used to go with my grandma every Monday morning, but because now she's in Florida, she I don't usually like I'm gonna start going by myself because
that's scary.
Yeah.
Going by yourself.
Yeah.
Kind of terrifying.
You want to go with me?
I'm like scared of church.
Really?
Not scared, but
you're just like you don't.
I don't like the vibe, bro.
Really?
I go into maybe I'm satanic or some shit.
Yeah.
I go into church and I'm like I'm about to burn alive. Like, you know what I mean?
Yeah,
Like,
that makes sense.
yeah, no. Churches have always been a weird spot for me.
Not spooky, but like kind of just like.
Just it makes me uneasy. I don't know.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like because I know. I'm probably changing a lot of people's opinions on me right now saying that, but I don't necessarily believe in God, like the one and only, like all power, all being. You know.
I have that like kind of belief though. It's like I believe in God, but I also believe that other people.
Yeah, I respect other people's beliefs.
Like I don't like I would never like be like, oh, you believe in that. Like I would never. That's you know what I mean because that's just like that's not that's not fair. So it's like
I let other people believe what they believe in. I don't have judgment. I'm not gonna try to skew your perspective and your beliefs at all.
No, because it's not your right. You know, it's not your. But
yeah. So something that I'm trying to get more in touch with my spiritual side. I said on the last episode, so I'm like trying to figure my shit out.
Yeah. Doing some research and stuff.
Yeah, so you're familiar with Stoicism, right? And Stoics. Yeah, so Stoicism and Christianity have a lot of like things in common, but they also like butt heads immensely.
Oh
like,
yeah, no,
a shit ton.
Yeah, that's for sure.
But let's see. So with Christianity and like the Bible and stuff like that, in Matthew 6:6, it says, "If you pray, go into your room, close the door, and pray to your Father who is unseen. Then your Father who sees what is done in secret will reward you." So it's like a lot of Bible verses and shit I can take stuff from and kind of that's why I say like I'm a syncretist. So it's like I take shit from all different types of religions and kind of mesh them all together to my own thing.
To your own thing, yeah.
But like with that
verse,
it's like I definitely believe in karma and good karma. So like doing things like today, bro, this old dude was like, he had 2 Dollar Tree carts and I don't even know if he knew I was walking down from the door for him and I was like, you need help? Like grab the door for him and he goes in and he's like, thank you. It's like shit like that. Like just doing nice shit.
Things like that can make someone's day.
Yeah, but I don't believe in it's God rewarding you. No, I believe in a higher power and stuff like that in like the universe and everything, but I don't believe in like I don't know. It's like, but there's something like that. Like the universe will reward me for doing that. You know what I mean? But I don't think it's God necessarily.
Yeah.
And that's why I try to like do the whole thing. Like Andy Frisella talks about it all the time. Like just doing shit, like the shit that you do when no one's looking is more important type of thing.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Because I can talk all this shit and be like, oh, I'm the most productive person ever, and then go home and take naps and do like I took a nap earlier. But it's like I could portray and give off that persona that like I'm like this wicked productive person and stuff like that. But when no one's around, I could just be a lazy fuck and no one would even know.
Yeah.
I could just talk out my ass. You know,
like,
it's like
for
blowing
instance,
steam.
For example, like when people say I'm such a good person, or it's like, oh, how do you know if I'm at my house and I'm just a total asshole?
Yeah, what if I'm like doing satanic rituals and shit and you wouldn't even know?
Oh.
You wouldn't even know, bro.
I wouldn't.
What if I cast a spell on you?
Hopefully it's a good one.
What if I hexed you right now?
Hopefully.
You're gonna die.
I will die, yes.
Oh, dude. I don't know why this just popped up because it's...
Yeah. Oh, shit. What is it? Please. What is that? Was that a pet gerbil? Oh, you got a pet gerbil?
Hamster.
Oh, a hamster.
Syrian hamster. You want me to take him out?
Yeah.
Bring him on the podcast?
Does he bite?
Yeah, kind of. He's still a baby, so he's still getting used to his environment and shit.
Oh, okay. So was it like...
Dude, it was a fucking impulse decision.
It was a...
I was high as fuck and that smart. I was like, I'm buying a fucking
I'm buying
$100 later.
How much did he cost?
He's only like $13, but like everything with him and everything added to like 100.
100, yeah. And what's his name?
Can you hear me on the podcast?
Yeah.
Okay, good.
What's his name?
His name is Hermes.
Hermes. Oh, that's actually kind of a dope name.
Hermes,
come see Trevor.
No, really. Usually when I put the ball right here...
Is it because of like the light?
I don't know.
Maybe he's scared.
I have no idea. I haven't taken him out. I didn't take him out yesterday because I didn't really have time to, so I feel like an asshole. I gave him a carrot the other day.
Oh yeah, because they like carrots. We had a
give him a lot though.
No, it's like just like a once.
Get addicted to sugar.
Oh, for it. Oh,
I
wow.
also gave him like a quarter of a strawberry.
Wow.
Yeah, he's not coming out though. It's probably because I picked this fucking cage up. He's probably like, "Fuck you."
But what's it called? When was that? When did you get him?
Last week. Yeah, sometime like a week.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I got him. I went out. I went out to go grocery shop. Names anymore. I'm just not gonna say names.
Damn,
bro.
man.
Yeah, look what she does to me, bro. Fuck. It's messed up.
Don't let it get to you.
It's like way to ruin my fucking day.
Bye.
Like I haven't
dude.
thought about you in 2 months, and then you do that.
Ugh.
But yeah, I was out with a friend. I was like, you want to get high as fuck and go grocery shopping with me? I don't want to go alone, so I bring her and stuff. We have a blast at BJ's at 8 p.m. bro. Like no one's in there. It's just us, bro. So I did my grocery shopping basically. And then we were just like, want to go to PetSmart and just like fuck around? Because there's like, what time do they close? Oh, 9? Okay, it's like 8 o'clock. Like when we're leaving BJ's. And I'm like, all right, let's go over there. We go over there and we're just like fucking around looking at shit. And then I'm like, should I just buy an animal and not buy anything for it? And then the worker comes over and she's like, is there anything I can help you with? And I'm like, no. Like I was just like, no, I was just looking around, like just chilling. I think she knew that we were baked because like we probably reeked of it. Yeah. So we're just like walking around.
Kind of funny.
Yeah, we're walking around just laughing and shit. And I'm like, should I buy a hamster? Should I buy a reptile? Should I buy a snake?
No, God, you didn't buy a snake.
The snake was one of those fucking.
Oh God,
I'll show you the snake.
I'm so glad you didn't get one of those things.
Well, I'm not allowed to because my mom would kick me out. My mom doesn't know I have the hamster yet.
That's funny.
Oh, so my mom said she'd kick me out if I like terrified of that shit. But I fucking love snakes. They're dope.
You do?
Yeah, I would cuddle with that shit, bro.
Oh my God.
Which one was it? It was like one of those fucking
pythons or something.
I don't know what those red ones.
Oh,
those like red skinny ones. I forget what they're fucking called.
They have a certain
I forget what the red and they're like red and black. I don't know. When I look at it, no. It was a baby, so it was only like this, probably this long. Yeah. One of these ones.
Oh, I've seen. Yeah.
Dude, it was so sick looking. I was like, what the fuck? Yeah, I really wanted to get it, but I was like, I can't.
I'm so glad you didn't.
If I did, I would have got kicked out of my house, so I can't do that. I mean, I don't know what's going to happen when my mom finds out I have a hamster down here, but she doesn't fucking know. So.
I wouldn't know.
Let's keep it that way.
Yeah. Let's keep it that way.
Well, that's why I hide him in my closet.
Yeah,
you know?
Perfect.
It's like, I don't want to put him up here. He gets shit all over the floor. I'm like, what the fuck, dude? I got him. Actually, speaking of, the girl that I got him with hasn't even like met him. Basically, let's see what she's doing tonight. Might as well. Hey, what you doing tonight? Look at that. Talk to text. Word. But yeah, I need a smoke, bro. I should be like, yo, come smoke me up. I don't have weed. I want to steal from my stepdad. I know. We discussed like beforehand what we wanted to talk about, kind of. But I also wanted to cover a couple of things before we get into today's episode. Well, first of all, welcome to the Fitness Over Everything podcast. I like how we do this.
I know it's
Welcome to the Fitness Over Everything podcast, aka the FOEcast. Quite the roller coaster of fucking 2022, bro. I feel like this month has like kicked off to like a good start, and then it was like, what the fuck's going on? And then it was like, okay, I could deal with this. And now it's like, let's fucking go. Like it's just like different moods, bro. Like
different
everything,
vibes.
yeah, everything just keeps like changing and shifting. How is like 2020 going for you so far?
Oh, at first it wasn't good, but it's actually
Elaborate.
Elaborate. So, like,
people want to know this stuff.
Yeah.
People
but the good news is she's coming out this weekend.
Oh, there we go.
Yeah, she's getting.
That's what's up.
Yeah, she got out of the hospital because she went up to Boston for a couple weeks, and then she came out, and now she's in a rehab place in Sandwich, and it's like a hospital, but it's a rehab. It's more like for a rehab place. So every day you do like physical therapy, and you do all this stuff. Like you talk about your speech and stuff to work on your speech and stuff. And she's doing she's coming out this weekend, and it's gonna be cool because we're gonna have a little get together and stuff. Because I haven't seen her for almost over a month now, I think. So I talked to her on the phone and stuff, and you can only have like one person go see her and stuff. So I haven't really gotten my turn yet. But I will definitely see her on Saturday. What's it called? I just started to get back into working out and to running and stuff. I feel, dude.
That's crazy. Like I'm getting back into music. You're getting back into the shit that you love, and
You
think, dude? Do you think it has anything to do with like the universe? Like this is why I like started like looking into this stuff, because Mercury was in retrograde. Yep. Which like fucking shifts everybody's shit, and I guess that's from what the girl I talked to like has told me, like when it comes to like astrology and shit like that. And also the other night when I went over to her place to kind of chop it up and see like if we wanted to date or like continue this or if we just wanted to be friends and like stuff like that, we had a conversation and we're kind of friends, we're talking, but she said like I wouldn't mind going on dates with you and stuff just to get because everything happened so fast that we're like, let's fucking start over and do it the right way, you know what I mean?
That's cool,
so
clean skate.
yeah, so like I'll hang out with her tomorrow. They're having like a game night and stuff. Saturday she was like, you want to come over and like watch, like, because we already planned like what shows we want to watch together and stuff, because we haven't watched some shows that we both want to watch. We're gonna watch The Witcher. I don't know if you've saw that. It's with Henry Cavill, the dude that played Superman and stuff. I've heard nothing but good things about it. It's like one of Netflix's top shows. So yeah. So I'm gonna end up watching that with her and stuff. But she talks like she's super intelligent when it comes to like astrology and that stuff. So
that's cool. Yeah.
She told me the moon. So it was a full wolf moon. And the moon was in Cancer. The moon was in Cancer. So I have a Cancer moon.
Wow.
Yeah. So on my chart, like I have a Cancer moon, and that like is what brings out like my emotions and stuff like that. And but it's a good thing, you know, it's not a bad thing. It makes me think logically about like what I'm feeling and my emotions. And that I guess like that's what she says is it allowed me to be open. I can't date you type of thing, but like because the moon was in Cancer, it was like I was able to understand her better and her side of the story and stuff. Yeah, so what we did, dude, it's crazy. When I went over there, like we fucking got high as fuck. First of all, we were just laughing and shit. It was like nothing changed. Like there was nothing. Like it was literally like we didn't fucking not talk for a week. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And we go over there, we're laughing and stuff, and then when we're trying to get serious, I'm like, let's do this. We went and laid down on the floor, like say this is her head, this is my head. We laid down on the floor like this, on the carpet, like hard carpet floor. Exercise, but it was so, because if we were looking at each other, it could have got emotional, you know what I mean? Or like we could have started making out or something, you know what I mean? Like,
but you guys were not in that vibe to do that. You guys were in the vibe to
communicate,
relax, and kind of feel each other's
exactly,
you know,
so we were both able to open up and both actually understand, like basically put ourselves in each other's shoes in the situation, you know what I mean? Like that's what, like I let her talk, she let me talk, and then we elaborated on our opinions of what each other said, basically. So
that's cool.
Yeah, so that's
really important. Communication. That's like the best.
I've never communicated like that with a girl before, bro. I was like, what? Like it was crazy. Like we understood each other.
So that's good. That's a really good like milestone in a way.
Yeah,
like,
exactly.
Definitely.
And that was like what, 5 days, bro? Like too fast. That 5 days was actually 5 months. Is basically how he felt. Like isn't that weird?
That is really
very weird.
That is crazy.
Yeah. Like, so like she believes in like soulmates and shit like that. So I'm like, oh, I'm open to it. You know, like maybe she's my soulmate. I don't know.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I don't know.
You don't know.
Yeah. I want to learn more about astrology and shit. And she's got she's super into reading, bro. And it's like the hottest thing ever.
I love reading.
Dude, I love girls to read.
That's the one thing I got into. Like, bro, when I go to, do you ever go like usually do you go shopping for books or do you go on Amazon?
I have a list, bro. I will pull up my book list, bro.
When I go to
this is what I sent to my mom because for Christmas I was like, get me like a couple of books because I'm gonna do 75 hard, and then now I'm not doing it. So now I have a shit ton of books, but I'm reading. No, but I'm reading. But right now, dude, this morning I read for an hour and a half 3 different books. I read my psychology book, then I read my finance book, and then I was reading a little bit in the Nothing You Don't Already Know thing, like the quote thing. But this is what I ended up sending to my mom. Let me see if I can find the actual thing. What were you just saying? I interrupted you.
When I go to I went to Barnes and Noble. You haven't been in Barnes and Noble,
dude,
right?
I haven't been there in a while,
bro. Though. Dude, oh my god, I went with my sister because she loves reading and stuff, dude. Bro, she can read over 100 pages in a matter of an hour and a half. Sure,
dude, I have to reread so much shit. Dude.
It's crazy.
Like today, I have to reading the psychology book is like super in depth and the dialect and the language.
Yeah,
bro.
So you gotta be really
you gotta
in that zone, bro, and just when you read, do you rather do it in the morning or the night? What
I do it every morning because I'm in the morning shift, so it's very quiet at the gym in the morning. So
you read at work. Okay,
I get there, I clock in, I do my morning shit to I gotta fill out the membership cards to make it so the prices are right on them and stuff like that.
Oh, okay.
And then I just open up my book. I never plan it after, and I'm like, I could read more. So then I read another chapter. I'm like, all right, it's probably good. And then also this morning was a little different. Because now I'm journaling every day. So
that's good,
I journaled for an hour.
That's really good, bro.
I journaled for an hour, dude.
Dude,
what do you do when you journal? What are your prompts? How do you write?
So I write. So the past couple ones I've been writing first, what am I thankful for? So I write down all things and stuff.
Don't you just feel like that gets repetitive though?
Or I don't always do it though. Like I change it up and stuff too. Like then I'll do sometimes like I'll write, but I'll just write. Like I won't like stop. Like I'll just keep writing. So whatever's on my mind, I'll write. Or I'll do like I'll go to like the canal. You ever been to the 3 Mile Look? Mm-hmm. So I go to the canal and I'll just sit there for like an hour and I'll just write whatever I see. Or like
you walk over there.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's like right down the street, so it's not that far. Yeah. But what's it called? I do that. I go there, or I'll go down like where the bridge is, and I'll do it there and stuff. All right there. But I usually like I journal in my room and stuff. But I like to like plan it out before I do it, and then But sometimes like if I don't plan it out, that's when I write the best. Because I have like
facts.
Like I don't
plan anything. I literally, when I open my journal, I'm like, what could I ask myself? And then I ask myself a question. Mm-hmm. Like today's question was, what thoughts continue to race through my subconscious? Like that's a deep ass question, bro. Because then like I think and I'm like, what am I always thinking about, but I'm not trying to think about type of thing. Yeah. And I started flowing, you know, I wrote like a pretty decent size, like just answer to the question. Yeah. And then I ended up asking myself another question is, what am I most excited for at the moment? And then I write like a bunch of shit. Like I talked about like today's podcast and like just shit like that. You know? Yeah. Yeah, I think that's a very helpful like exercise to just ask yourself a question that like, it's almost like a question that like you're hoping someone asks you. Type of thing, you know what I mean?
But that's actually a really good way to put it, honestly.
Yeah, like but you're asking yourself.
Yeah, you're like talking to yourself.
Yeah, so like question. Yeah. So question what I was feeling. Because I was just, why am I so mad at myself? Because I was like, I was just randomly one day I was like pissed at myself, and it was because I ended up being late to work, and like I'm trying to get this promotion, and I was just mad at myself. I'm like, what the fuck did I just do that for? You know what I mean? What the hell happened last week? That's a good one. Yeah. And that was when I fucking fell in love with that girl in 5 days, basically. Because I was I was so confused as to what happened. What else do I got in here? Let's see. So when I started my journal, I ripped out all the old pages, and then I ended up going because my therapist was like, we need to write down your goals and like what you want and your like everything you want in your life and how you want your life to be. Like basically like designing my life, basically. So I was like, what would be the coolest thing to happen in 5 years?
I have something like that. Like, what do you see yourself in like the next 5 years or 10 years or your future? And
what are my intentions for this year? What do I intend on doing this year? Let's see. What else do I got? What are my goals for the future? What do I want my family to be like? How do I want to feel? What kind of person do I want to be? Stuff like that. You know, like questions that are like, they honestly help you understand yourself better because you don't even think what you're going to say. Like, you don't know what you're going to say when you ask yourself those questions. And then when you just let the pen flow, it's like you answer those questions.
Dude, it's crazy.
It's like I said, it's like you wanted someone to ask you those questions.
So but you just...
so then when you answer them, you're like, oh, okay, I know my answer now. It's like, because when I wrote down like, what do I want my family to be like, and what kind of person do I want to be? Like that shit opened my mind a lot.
Oh, that's like with fuck. Me. Not last week, the other week, 2 weeks ago, I did what I see in my soulmate and stuff like that.
Yeah, that's why I said, what do I want my wife to be like?
What is she? You know, like is she gonna be like? You know. Family, you know, she's into her family and stuff, all that kind of stuff, like who she is on the inside and like, she is on the outside.
Okay, that's dope. No, it's a good question. Like that's what I that's like, what do I want my family to be like? So at the end of it, I was like, I want my parents and siblings to be proud, and I want them to be able to give the people I love all. I want to be able to give the people I love all of me and get all of them in return. Let's see. I want my relationship with my significant other and kids to be honest and kind-hearted, but also with a strong will and grit to gain the strength to face the challenges life throws at us as a couple and as a family.
That's strong. Yeah. That's good.
Yeah, right?
That's good bond.
I think it's beautiful, bro. Like I wrote that and I'm like, wow, that's so true. Like that's exactly what I want. Yeah. And it's like I never thought of that before because no one's ever asked. Just ask
that's
yourself.
Cool though, yeah.
You guys need to ask yourself these questions. Just to find your answers, you know, because a lot of your answers you will surprise yourself. Like really surprise myself. So
yeah, honestly, yeah. And dude, I wish probably the same thing with you, but I wish I got into it earlier than I expected because I always like to like write and stuff, but I never really was into like, you know, buying a journal and stuff because I felt it was all like, you know, it wasn't really a type of thing, you know, at the age that you should be doing and stuff, you know what I mean? Because I would think what other people would think about me and stuff, you know, kind of like that.
You came over when I started journaling and shit, and I shared it with you. Like, I wanted you to see it. I'm like, I'm fucking proud of this shit, you know?
Dude, yeah, exactly.
Yeah,
you know?
dude, dude.
That's a good way to,
Just mind dumping onto a page, bro. It relieves so much stress, and people don't realize that. Because, like, literally, after I journal and stuff, I, like...
Yeah, exactly.
I just take a breath and I'm like, wow.
And you feel good.
Yeah,
like
and then I can go about my day and do whatever the fuck I want.
It's like another feeling of like, just like how before when we were talking about with reading, after I read my 10 pages, chapter, whatever, I feel such a good relief that's like, oh, I just read today. Or like now it's like today I haven't read yet.
Do you take notes when you write? Or when you read, I mean?
Yeah, I do. Yep.
Do you have any? Do you take them on your phone or in your journal?
I do it in my journal. Oh, okay. I actually, you know what?
Dude, you need to bring your journal for shit like this. Like what?
Time, but actually,
we'll talk about journaling next week. Boom, there we go.
But I do sticky notes. My sister got me into doing sticky notes. That's a good way.
You see my mirror, right, in the bathroom?
Yeah.
Yeah, I got sticky notes in there. Yeah. That's the David Goggins in me.
Oh, hell yeah.
Like looking in because that's the first thing you see in the mirror. Like I look in the mirror in the morning and I see those and I'm like, all right, like live every day like it's January 1st. Every day is January 1st. I have a sticky note in here.
Oh yeah.
What does this sticky note actually say? Because I want to be able. Oh, this is when this just popped in my head when I was at work. I want to be able to do the things that I love first, and then the things that I enjoy less in life. So it's like that's why I'm trying to get this promotion. I'm already gonna switch to afternoon shifts.
Oh, that's good. Yeah,
which is a 2 to 10, and I'm trying to arrange for a 12 to 8. Or 12 to 7.
Oh, okay.
So that way I can still like have time to like chill before I don't want to get home at 10:30, 11 and be like,
and then you have to go to bed and stuff.
So that was really eye-opening for me. Like that just popped in my head, you know. A lot of the times shit like that pops in my head and I don't write it down and I forget about shit like that. So it's like I try to take advantage of when those types of things pop in my head because you never know. Like that, me shifting my schedule and shit could change my life. It could change the direction of my life, you know, and I have the power of that over that. So I'm going to do that so that way I can wake up, eat my breakfast, you know, answer emails,
do your
look at my schedule.
Routine,
yeah, and get into a routine of that.
Get a balanced routine
to eat breakfast, then go lift, and then do whatever calls I have to take. You know, I'll have them before work. So then I can go to work 2 to 10 and perform my best at work because then I don't have to worry about all my other shit, you know?
Yeah.
So,
I also like, when I write in my journal too, sometimes like if I, like when I did like my injury back in like the summer, I wrote it down when I did it and like the date and all that kind of stuff and what I was feeling that day and then the next day. So
that's good.
I remember when like I was like, okay, that's when, you know, it's been this many weeks and why is my back still sore and stuff, you know what I mean? So I actually read that and I was like, and then I got my sister doing, she was like, oh, that's a good idea to do that and stuff, you know, because it remembers, you know what I mean? Like, and it's not like you have it on your phone and stuff, so it's good that it's like on paper and, you know what I mean?
Yeah, so for sure. This is my reading list, by the way. So I have a couple, let me just make sure you're not going to swipe into something fucking stupid. That happened to me the other day, dude.
Have you ever read the Tim Grover winning?
Yeah, I told you that.
Yeah,
I already read it. Yeah, it was a good book.
Yeah.
It got me into watching The Last Dance because I never watched it.
I haven't watched The Last Dance.
I haven't even finished it, bro. I watched the first, like, I think there's 2 seasons or something like that. Or, no, it's like parts. It's parts. Yeah. So there's like 6 parts or whatever, and I only watched the first, like...
Is Miami... I heard that was a really good one.
Yeah, I think I have that one. I got that one, yeah. I forget which ones I got. Who's calling you?
Jordan.
Why is he always calling you, bro? Answer it. You won't.
No. he's gonna.
He did it last week at the same time. Remember?
Yeah, dude. He always. I heard this one. I've always seen this one and stuff. This subtle art of not giving a fuck.
Oh, the subtle art. Yeah. Subtle art of not giving a fuck.
How's that one? Did you like that?
I haven't read that one yet.
Oh, you haven't.
Yeah, these are just books I want to read.
Oh, okay.
Some of them I got and I haven't read yet, but. And then I have a fucking 85 books to read in 2022 list thing. Yeah, it's nuts.
Oh, that's a good. That looks like a good book.
I'll make sure to like lend you some once I finish them.
Yeah, definitely. I have a couple.
I trust you with my books, so.
Oh, of course.
I look
at it the same way that you look at it. It's like I don't want someone to
lose.
Yeah, exactly. I don't want.
Yeah, that's like someone said. I think that was Jordan Peterson. Is like never lend a book to someone that you. Like, never lend a book that you're not willing to lose type of thing. Yeah, so those are some of them. These ones are, like, Stoic books. Like, obviously, like, Marcus Aurelius and Seneca. Like, letters from the Stoic type shit. Like, just, I don't know, Stoicism, mindset stuff, business stuff, like shit like that. I have a lot more too. I have like 2 lists in my phone of like books to read, and one of the lists is all fitness books, like strength training books and shit like that.
Yeah.
Then I also have, like I said, like that. I found it on Instagram the other day. It was like that 80 something books like to read in 2022. I'll let you like take a quick peek at that, but it is a long list, so you're not gonna fucking. Let's see. Oh, it's 25. My fault, not 85. I'm bugging. Let's see. Oh, never mind. I do have an 85. 85 best business books to read in 2022. So it's literally like mad fucking books, dude.
Wow.
Yeah, so like that's my reading list now.
Wait, so is that an app?
No, you should follow them. They're dope.
I think actually is that the what you posted on Instagram a couple
business tips?
Okay,
yep.
I actually do follow that.
Dude, I have so much shit like 3 most trending books at the starting of 2022.
Yeah, that's actually a good.
25 books to read,
cool,
and it's even
dude.
more. Look at even break this down in categories: finance, productivity, business, investing, mindset. Like those are so dope. Look at the mindset one, David Goggins.
Yeah, of course
you saw that.
You know that.
Caught your eye. It's that.
Yeah.
What's this one called? Mindset, changing the way you think to fulfill your potential. I want to read that. There's one called Who Moved My Cheese? It's an amazing way to deal with changes in your work and in your life. So it's like, I don't know why it's called that, but it definitely explains that. 80% mindset, 20% skills, the 5 a.m. club.
I've heard.
And then like business books is like Good to Great, 0 to 1, Start with Why. I heard that one's a good one. Mm-hmm. Why now is the time to crush it? Cash in on your passion. That sounds cool. Productivity is Holy Book of Luck, Do It Today, The One Thing, Atomic Habits, which I've read.
That was a good
That's
book.
a good one. Yeah, and then finance is like I Will Teach You to Be Rich, The Simple Path to Wealth, The Millionaire Fast Lane, Psychology of Money, which I want to read that. And there's one called Principles. Yeah, but I definitely want to read some of those books. They look dope. Dude, look at these cookies. We should repost this.
Oh.
It's like a Cookie Monster cookie.
It's actually
looks
cool.
so good. Yeah, I want to make them, but they're so bad for you.
What do you think is your favorite book that you ever read?
Right now, 12 Rules for Life.
Yeah, I want to read that. I heard that was
like
a great book.
David Goggins is a close second. That one.
That one
Can't
was
Hurt
really
Me.
good. Yeah, that was a good one.
Speaking of like that and stuff like that, that's kind of what I wanted to talk about today. We were supposed to like explain each other like what we wanted to talk about today in these episodes. But I wanted to talk about like willpower and grit and perseverance and that type of stuff. I know we talked about like we'll talk about whatever it is that you want to talk about in the next episode. But where do you find your willpower? Like how do you fight? What keeps you going? But this is
like for what like life's thrown at me and how like kind of like with like adversity, like how I was able to get through it with certain things and stuff, like growing up when I was young and stuff. Like I had epilepsy, I had like a speech problem. You know, I was always so like kind of like I was insecure about myself, and I would always think of what others thought about me. I wasn't really that confident in myself. Like I'm working on my confidence now, but I wasn't really that like in a way like I didn't fit in with like friends with everybody. You know what I mean? I had a couple friends, and I actually like that. I've always had a couple friends and stuff, and I think that's like what built me to be who I am, is not being all like, you know, being fake and stuff.
So
you know what I mean? Like,
so with that, what they say is like your parents raise you until you're about like 10, and then the people you surround yourself raise you until you're an adult, because you're influenced by your parents because you look up to them and stuff. But then once you get older, the people that are around you and your friends and the people you hang out with and like your what are they called? Like just other people in your class, your teachers, like all that type of shit. Those people have more of an impact on you than your parents do at that age, because you spend more time with them and stuff.
Exactly.
Yeah. You're the product of the like or whatever it is. You're the sum of the 3 people you hang with, or whatever it is.
But I feel like it's like couple getting back to like journaling and stuff. A couple days ago, beginning of the week, I wrote down who's all on my team. So like you, a couple other friends.
What number am I?
No, there's no number. It's just you are.
I'm number 1, right?
Number 1. And then I wrote down like a big thing about why that person is. Why do I appreciate that person? And what does that person do for me? I wrote down what you have.
Shit!
You know what I mean? That's why I
take a picture. You should send it to me.
I will. I'll send it to you when I get back to my crib. And then I did that for you. Some of my family members, my mom, my dad, and my sister, people that got me into fitness and stuff, or what kept me going and stuff. And then also some people that I when like relationships, like ex-girlfriends and stuff, like what
those
they
have
taught
a huge
me,
impact on
what they
you.
taught me and stuff,
Yeah,
because like I know like the girl I dated.
So I hate to interrupt you, but I've been with like so many, like not trying to like be like weird or shit on myself or these girls and stuff, but I've been with a handful of girls, and they have all impacted me immensely in different ways.
Yeah,
and people don't realize that.
No, you don't think
and
that.
It's positive too. It's not a negative thing at all, dude.
You know, it was like 2 years ago during the summer. What happened in the summer? You know, with COVID.
You can say it. Don't matter. No one's listening to this anyway. Not yet.
I was talking to this one girl and stuff, and she worked for a family the year before and stuff. She was a busser and stuff, and she had an older sister that worked there and stuff. I'm not gonna say her name, of course, but
yeah, you don't need that phone call, bro.
No, I don't want to get that phone call, bro.
I mean, a text that leads to a phone call. Oh, no. Don't tell me how to run my podcast.
But
she's gonna listen to this episode.
Oh no!
Yeah, little does she know we record on Thursdays. You called on the wrong day.
But yeah. So I was talking to this girl, and like, you know, it was for a couple months, and you know, like at first it was like everything was good and stuff, and then out of nowhere just everything went down, and it was like it was more of a like she taught me a lot. Like first like in confidence, but I looked back and I was like, at times I felt like I think she lacked in confidence too. So we both weren't really. I know I wasn't.
Yeah,
ready.
You're supposed to build that together, type of thing.
Yeah, exactly. You know what I mean? Like you gotta.
That's what with this girl I'm talking to now is like, bro. She makes me feel like a fucking king. You know what I mean? Like I'm like, fuck. I like.
We gotta put that in quotations.
You fucking breaking the setup, bro.
We gotta put that in quotations.
What?
Like what you just said. How your girl that you're talking to now is making you feel like a king.
Yeah, I think.
That's a good way to look at it.
Your significant other should be the person to boost your confidence, motivate you.
Doesn't drain.
Like I said, doesn't drain you. They're not a beautiful headache, like I've explained in the past.
No,
you know,
of course not.
They're someone who you can grow with and be productive around and stuff. Like when I hang out with her and stuff, I'm able to get work done. You know,
a good feeling,
I got
dude.
high as fuck, bro, and like came up with like the craziest shit and like
dope.
did graphic work for like some posts. And it's like I've never been able to do that with another person. So I believe like that's why I'm like so interested in her. It's like, I feel like me, bro, and you should feel like yourself.
Yeah, and
when you're with someone, you should feel like yourself. They should motivate you. They should treat you right, and vice versa. You know, like you should reciprocate whatever they're giving to you.
Yeah,
so when a partner is treating you bad, they're gonna, you're gonna feel the need to treat them poorly too. Mm-hmm. So it's like no one's gonna treat someone bad. Well, I mean, unless you're like toxic and narcissistic, but like no one's gonna treat you bad. If you're treating them good.
Exactly.
You know what I mean?
Yeah,
like unless you're like you're an asshole for that. You know, it's like every girl I've been with has treated me pretty fairly and pretty well. So I've been treating them. It's like I've never been in a toxic relationship where like girls are like shitting on my life and like shit, like getting into arguments. I'm not an argumentative person. You know, I'm very communicative and old where everyone's yelling all the time. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
it's like
you don't want to be a part of that. Yeah.
Not to like shit on my parents or like my family and my like way of growing up, but there was a lot of arguing, and I actually communicated that to my mom not too long ago. We talked about it.
You talked about that last.
But yes, your significant other should not make you feel like that. Should not make you feel insecure.
Also, too, I think with like what was like back with my story was like almost every night I always was like overthinking of something, and that's like the one of the worst things. Like with me, when I like with girls, I overthink things. So like the most littlest things, she could say something like, it could be like, oh, like, am I just a friend? All that kind of stuff, you know what I mean? But like
she says good night, but doesn't send like a heart emoji. You're like, yo, what?
It's like, what the heck?
Yo, she sent a heart one last night. Is she feeling different?
Does she like? Yeah. So it's like those like.
Do you like me?
Do you really like? You know what I mean? But yeah. So it really definitely like messed me up for, I'm not gonna be shitting on her and stuff because I'm not like that type of person that's like, oh, I hope you don't get, like, I would never want her to get what I got from her for like getting treated like. I wouldn't want someone to be like treating her like how she treated me. I wouldn't like that because that just wouldn't be, and it's just not, it's not good to wish bad on other people, even if they done it bad to you, because then it just shows that you're just in their playing field that, so it's not.
You don't need to stoop down to their level.
Exactly. And that's like the legit line of like with relationships, it's all about like how like the way like each of you should be treating yourselves just the way like the other one we like said training, because that's like in a way it's like in a balance of 50-50, you know what I mean? Like if someone's given more, then that's not fair to the other person and stuff. So it's like I feel like that's what it was like with that kind of stuff too and stuff. I mean, I've been in a couple like other good relationships, but like that was one of my worst relationships.
Yeah,
it really got me fucked up.
You have to treat yourself, and that's one of the 12 rules for life in Jordan Peterson's book, is you have to treat yourself like someone you have the responsibility of taking care of.
Yeah.
And it's the same way with your partner, you know, you should, and that's what it's like. Yeah. That's why it's like me with my ex is like we broke up because I felt like I didn't have myself yet. You know what I mean? So it's like I'm not ready to give myself to you because I don't even have myself yet.
Honestly, that's a good way to look at it too. It's like for someone that's in that kind of situation, like that person should appreciate that someone like that would do that, because it's like, what if someone that just kept going on with doing what they were doing, it just would make it more of a toxic relationship, and that's when, you know, it's not good.
With that being said, like doing things right and not avoiding like problems and conflict and stuff like that, do you think you have like some sort of like killer instinct or something? Like do you think like your gut feeling is like the right way? Like say you get into a conflict or whatever, do you ever pause and take a second to think, or do you have like a killer instinct where you're like, this is what I need to do and I need to do it now, and then you do it and then whatever happens type of thing?
I kind of have that, just like that killer instinct that it's just like whatever happens, it happens for a reason. You know, I feel like everything happens for a reason. I always got kind of like taught that from my parents. Like
that's a Christian thing. It's like predestination.
Yeah, kind of thing. Like, and like just also too, it's like if like anything, like if I, you know, for instance, like with my injury and stuff, like instead of looking at it as it was more of a good thing because what I wanted to do and stuff, like I learned more skills about running, more about fitness. I started this and stuff. I started a podcast. Yeah, I started to talk. Like I mentioned you.
Cubes.
Yeah.
You're the co-host of a podcast right now, bro.
I know.
Yo, ask me if I was gonna run a podcast like 3 years ago. I'd be like, "What's a podcast?
Who runs a podcast?"
Yeah, like what is a podcast actually?
But
no, that's great. That's great.
It's definitely.
I'm happy that I had that impact on you for sure.
No, definitely, yeah, and it's a good impact too, because it's like like with me, like I was always like, that's what I was like always like when I was younger. I used to like during school and stuff, like I would always want to sit in the back because I didn't want to get called on.
Yeah.
You know, or if like I had to do like a project and
I'm different, bro. I was in the front row raising my hand and shit.
Let's go.
Yeah, only in subjects that I like was interested in.
But see, though, with me, it was like I remember. Do you remember Mr. McCarthy? And he was
Mr. McCarthy's dope.
He was probably my
he called me so many names, like nicknames.
Because
he found out that I did rap and I was Chunk, so he'd call me Crash, Crunch, like just random shit. Like it's mad funny.
He told me though one day, it was like I remember
I wish I could go back to the high school. We should go back. We should do a live podcast at the high school.
Have Mr. McCarthy on. But no, I remember he told me one day, like I think it was my junior year, I think. I forget what class it was, but it was I remember I had him for like 3 years straight. And I remember he used to always I'd be the person that would I would know the answer, but I wouldn't raise my hand because I would feel like that it would be wrong. So I always
what the fuck, bro?
Yeah, dude. And let me tell you something. That's a confidence thing. You know what? And you know what sucked? It was like the guy, like the dude or any girl next to me would do it, and like that's such a good response. And like
you're like, I could have done better, bitch.
I know. But I remember one day, like he got me to the side at the end of the class, and he's like, what's wrong? Like, you know, like I can tell, like, you know, and I'm like, oh, like just like, sir, I hate when like I told him about like that, like with that, what's going on, and he's like, don't be afraid of don't be afraid of being wrong. Like, don't think that, you know, or others, you know, and that actually kind of impacted me too. So it was like definitely a good thing. But, what in a way for you, what like the power and like what's impacted you in a way, like with the power of will?
With willpower, willpower is crazy because I had such like my willpower was like, ooh, oh my god, my willpower was so good at like the start of 2020 when I started my whole weight loss journey and stuff. I had like the most willpower I've ever had because I didn't even know like what willpower was, and I see it as like you have a certain amount, you have 100% willpower at the start of the day, you know. Yep. And I think throughout the day you use up that willpower, and you have to prioritize what you want to use that willpower on. So with me at the start of my weight loss journey and stuff, I prioritized my diet and health and fitness over everything. I dumped all my willpower into that. And that's kind of what fucked up my mental health, because I wasn't giving any attention to it.
No, of course.
So, so it's like, say it's like a gas tank or whatever. It's like, all right, so I worked out, boom. I prepped all my meals, boom. So now my tank is already half full. It's like, all right, what else do I want to dump that into? And it was like YouTube, and like at the time, it was like me trying to do the YouTube shit. And then it's like, I don't know, what else was I doing? Like, I don't know, just fucking around. Music, bang, music. Okay, so I would do music. And then it's like, all right, I have no willpower to do anything else. And that's like what led to me losing friends, fucking up my mental health, you know, like getting sad and depressed, and stuff like that, because I put all my beans in one, or put all my eggs in one basket.
You filled up your tank too.
Right, I emptied the tank. I emptied the tank and didn't have any gas left to put to like delegate to other things that are important in life. So how I see it is now, I'm aware that when I wake up in the morning, my gas tank is full. Like I have 100% willpower, and I am prioritizing what I want to dump that willpower into. So, for instance, I wake up, you know, I make my bed.
Yeah.
It's like that.
First thing you have to do.
So I make my bed, and then it's like, all right, go to the gym, and it says like, all right, journal. You know what I mean? Get my feelings out, mind dump, and then read. Boom, knowledge, you know what I mean? Like learn something new. Like
new skill.
Yeah, so it's like I'm prioritizing a lot of that type of stuff now, and then it's like, all right, I need to be a good employee. You know what I mean? So then I dump some of my, obviously like the majority of my day I'm at work, so it's like I dump my willpower into being a good employee for my boss and my coworkers and stuff.
Yeah, represent your
and for the
brand.
members. Yeah, and for the members at the gym.
Yeah.
And then it's like, all right, that's over with, and dump some more willpower into my lifting session and my cardio. So it's like, boom, now we'll say like my tank is like 75% empty.
Yeah.
Or whatever. And then I dump that rest of my 25% to stuff like this, my business, social media, all that stuff, all the extra stuff. And it's like, I think I'm finding a great balance now.
That's
but
really
I never
important.
had that at the start of my journey, was dumping all my shit into the fitness stuff. And I don't regret it. You know, it helped me a lot. It helped me realize a lot about myself.
It's a lesson that you learn from something.
So for sure.
It's not bad if you learn from something out of it.
Yeah, but now it's like I'm creating that balance and I'm finding it, and I feel like I'm such a better person for it because of the mistakes I made. You know what I mean? And that's what it's like. Everything happens for a reason, like you said. And I feel like me getting wicked lean, crashing my testosterone, fucking up my sleep, like all that shit, my mental health, and like all that shit went to shit, and it made me realize like, fuck, I gotta get this shit together.
I gotta get this a balance.
Yeah,
I gotta get a balance out of this.
I had to pull my shit together and get to that. So I was saying that and saying like, kind of explaining like my morning routine a little bit to the listeners and to you. What do you like recommend people start to do to like develop that type of discipline and that like that willpower and putting their gas or emptying their gas tank on the right things in their day? Because you really do start with a full gas tank. You know, you wake up, and if you don't, you need to fucking sleep better. Because like,
yeah, no, of course.
You know what I mean? You should be able to wake up and be able to attack your day at full throttle and put that energy toward things that matter to you. And a lot of people struggle with that, and they end up dumping their energy into things that aren't important for that day, and then they like fuck up their priorities. Like it's all about priorities, and that's where a lot of the like problems with like being healthy and stuff, because people don't prioritize their health. They're just their focus. Like, say, I hate to do this, but take my parents for instance, or Jeff and my mom. Mm-hmm. They prioritize their work life, raising Maya, and like making sure like we're good, bills are paid, all that stuff, but they neglect their nutrition. And it's like, if they put a little bit more energy into doing like focusing on their nutrition and getting healthy as a person, it'd be much easier to control all of that. You know what I mean? Because they like it's like we always talk about, bro. If you don't have your health, you got nothing.
Exactly.
Because and I realized this when I started my whole journey is like, once I started eating whole foods, like real foods, kicked all the fast food out, stopped drinking my calories like juices and sugars and all that stuff, it fucking woke me up, dude. It woke me up. Like, I was like, fuck, like this is what it's like to like be healthy.
Reality, honestly, in a way, because that's what reality is,
dude. All that junk food and stuff that people shove down their food holes, just fucking, it literally, it skews all your perspectives and priorities and everything because you're not putting the right type of shit in your body, and it makes you fucking it's like poison, bro.
Yeah. Do you you drive around and stuff? You go down into like Wareham and stuff because you ever go to that Planet Fitness and stuff too, right? You ever go to the Wareham Planet Fitness?
I used to, but I don't go there anymore.
Or but even driving down like Cranberry Highway, it's like all those fast food joints and stuff. Like when you drive by past a fast food joint, it's like you look at all the people that are not putting the right good stuff in there and stuff. And it's sad but that's like how some people put it as like, oh, because this is the only like I can only this is like the
no, it's cheaper to buy groceries and produce in the produce section and shit.
Yeah, so it's like
people don't realize that. But what like I was asking you before, what do you think people should do to start like figuring their shit out?
I have like a little list right here. 1 second.
A list of what?
Of like what you could do and stuff.
To start?
Yeah.
To start what exactly? Because I like developing that discipline.
To improve your to get discipline and like improve your confidence in a way.
Yeah.
Like kind of like that.
I think people need to seek out education as opposed to motivation. That's my thing. Yeah. So people are always like, "How are you so motivated?" And it's like, I don't look for motivation. You get motivation from doing the shit that matters. And when you educate yourself, like that's how like my perspective on everything is seek education, not motivation. So it's like I'm constantly learning and motivates me. Like seeing that type of shit is what gets me to be like, all right, you need to do this stuff. And then actually doing it is what makes me keep going. Cause then it's like, all right, well, this is working and it's making me feel better. And you know what I mean? And that just builds up. It's like a snowball effect. It's like, it's going to keep, and that's how like motivation stems. People don't realize people seek motivation from external sources instead of within. Yeah, and they need to seek it from within themselves by actually doing what matters. That's a good way.
I have a kind of like, I have one of my own quotes that it's from, that I wrote in my journal before and stuff. It's, confidence is like showing up every single moment like you're meant to be there. So like every moment that you're going through, have the confidence to be able to get through that moment because you're supposed to be there. And like everything like that back to the saying, like everything that's everything's meant to happen. Like
do you have like an example that has benefited you? Fucked up about it or anything?
Kind of, for instance, like with epilepsy, I used to never really take like I usually was never really serious with like my epilepsy and stuff. I wasn't like, I wouldn't take my pills and stuff. I'd forget and stuff. And that's just right there. You're not focusing on your health and stuff. You don't have your health. You don't have your wealth. You know what I mean? So it's like over time with having, like blacking out in class and stuff, my face turning green and stuff, passing out, fainting and stuff, being in the hospital for a couple of days, for weeks and stuff. That shit sucks. It takes a toll on you and stuff. So it makes you realize it's like you only have one life. You know what I mean? Like you don't have two lives.
So is that kind of what sparked your killer instinct type of thing? It's
kind of in a way.
Do you feel like that is what made you be like, all right, I need to be in control, so that way this stuff doesn't happen?
In a way, it does, because like the medicine I take right now keeps me in control of not having a seizure. Like I haven't had a seizure since I gained like a little weight when I was like I think it was 15. I gained a little like weight, so that even right there just increased my chances of having a seizure, because like if you gain more weight, you have more of a chance of having a seizure because the doses. So the doses are depending
so you need
on
to upgrade. You need to make your dose higher if you weigh more
so
type shit.
Like,
so the medicine didn't work when you were on it or
and stuff. So it was like one day.
Well, shit, keep that in check.
No,
I mean clearly you've been doing well. So,
exactly.
Yeah.
But I think with like over time, being, waking up in a hospital, seeing my parents, or seeing like a police officer, or seeing like a EMT like right next to me, and you're waking up, you're like,
what the fuck am
I like? What the hell is it? You're like, it's scary. It's like honestly, like you feel like you got brought back to life in a way. You leave this world and then you come back. It's because it's not like you're sleeping, you're passed out. Like you don't like at all those times that I passed out. I could have been in a coma. I could have not woken up back up. But like it's just that spark that like you said, in a way, your killing instinct to get back into staying in control and stuff. So I think that's what kind of like sparked my like engine in a way to take control and to be able
engines. All right, so that's a good analogy right there. Is the fact that engines engines need 4 things, I believe, right?
Yes.
They need 4 things.
Yes.
They need oxygen. They need fuel.
Yep.
They need a spark, like you said. What else do they need? They need one more thing. I'm bugging, but you get the idea.
Yeah,
they need they need like those 4 basic things, whatever. Yeah. So like when you have like that's like what the prioritization thing is like when you have like say that the oxygen is your priorities, you know, and that spark is like whatever fucking like my spark was getting fucking absolutely hammered on like on New Year's and then looking in the mirror the next day and not realizing who the fuck I was, you know what I mean? Like just that like realization moment. That's like what the spark is, you know, and then the fuel is what you're putting in your body and stuff, you know what I mean? So it's like you need all those pillars to be strong, you know, and fortified in order to have that foundation to build upon.
Exactly. Yeah. That's a good way to look at it and stuff, because that's actually like it's true, you know, like it's whatever you put in your engine is how you're gonna be able to go, you know?
Yeah, your body is literally a car if you
really
think about
is,
it.
Man. Like if you put, like, let's say for instance you're going to McDonald's, you know, every single day, you're gonna feel like shit every single day, you know? But if you eat a nice diet or a healthy, balanced, you know, firm diet or whatever, or you know what you're gonna eat, you go to, you know, you'll feel good.
And the continuation of that is is what builds the habit, and that's and habits is what builds the discipline, because once you get into the habit and like the routine of doing that type of stuff, you know, it's secondhand to you. You don't even realize it, and you just like one day you'd be like fuck, because then you'll be like 3 years down the road, you're gonna be in like the best shape of your life, and you're gonna be like fuck, this was easy. You know what I mean? And people don't realize that. Back at that. The hardest thing is getting started. The easy part is keeping it going. You know what I mean? That's for sure.
No, it's perfect said. Perfect said.
I have a quote here that I wanted to give you, because it's definitely fucking. I forget where I heard this or who said it. So like, I just have the quote. That's all I have. But your DNA is what loads your DNA is what loads the gun, but your choice is what pulls the trigger. So it's like my DNA was like, everyone in my family is pretty overweight, you know, and they're unhealthy and stuff like that. And that's my DNA, you know. That's like I got raised on shitty food and stuff like that for a majority of the time, you know. Once my dad left and stuff, it was like my dad wasn't cooking his military healthy steak and green beans, mashed potatoes type of meals anymore, you know. It was like fast food a lot more and stuff like that. And that was when I was at a young age, you know, and that kind of set my foundation. So it's like that was my like DNA at that point, you know. That was my genetics. That was what I was, not who I was, but what I was, you know what I mean? And what I did is what made me who I am. You know what I mean? Like my choices is what led to who I am today, because I took action and took, like you said, like took control. You know, you're in complete control of your life, whether you realize it or not. There's a lot of things that unfortunately do happen that are out of your control and can, you know, get you off track and stuff like that. But you're in control of how you react, and your reaction is what's going to determine what happens. Because if you let something happen to you, you know, I'm someone who makes things happen for me as opposed to letting things happen to me. And if you let things happen to you instead of making things happen for you, then the negative outcomes are going to outweigh the positives. Because when you're controlling your environment, you know, and your environment is going to control everything. So it's like the people you surround yourself with and all that. Those are gonna, you know, like I said,
bring down your foundation, or it's gonna bring up your foundation.
Yeah, exactly. No, exactly. And people don't realize that, and people just neglect that. Like they just let
still
things
live
happen
in, like,
to them. You know,
kind of like in high school and stuff.
And that was the problem with my ex. She's the type of person that lets a lot of things happen to her. Happen to her. You know, and I'm someone that like I'm like, I need to do this, and that, and take this action, make this call and stuff to make this happen. And it's like, and then I do it. You know what I mean? It's like I don't just be like, well, it'd be nice if like a record label called me and signed me. You know, it's like, no. It's like if I want a record label to call me and sign me, I'm gonna fucking reach out to this manager and reach out to this promoter and book shows and like and fucking work towards it. You know what I mean? And I'm willing to put the work in. It's like a lot of people aren't.
Exactly. So, and that's how that's where the good magic comes and stuff. You know, and like that shows who is in for the journey and who's not in for the journey too. Because I like looked at it too. It's like I think over time when you kind of like get back onto your, like, you know, your routine and all that kind of stuff, you realize who is actually really on your team or not. Because I feel like when for a person, like for instance, like let's say there's a group of people, right? It's four people, and let's say they're all, they all live, they don't, like, they just don't, they're all, like, they eat like shit, they don't keep their engines fueled enough and stuff, right? They don't put the right stuff in it. But then let's say one person starts doing it and stuff, you know what I mean? It's like, is those 3 people ever gonna, like, are they gonna do what that person's doing, or are they gonna try to bring him down and be like, no, come back and eating junk food and stuff, or not going to, like, that's like that person's going to
I had a
gym.
lot of friends like that.
Exactly.
And that's why I don't have many friends now,
Exactly. And that's fine because
priorities, right?
Yeah, and that's the thing that's fine because I feel like, I know my uncle always taught me this. He's like, you always would rather have less friends than more friends, because less friends, you'll know that if they're really there for you. You know what I mean? Like, and also too, it's like, you also have friends that were there for you before you got in shape and stuff. You know what I mean?
Riley.
Yeah, and like Paul too.
Yeah.
Like, you know what I mean? And now
Paul's been with me from the start, bro.
Yeah,
you know what I mean? Like, Paul's my brother. Like,
yeah.
Like, he was one of the first people I even talked to since I moved, when I was the new kid. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So it's like, that's
and that's cool because that's what keeps the, real to fake, you know what I mean? Because you don't know who's really the real person and you don't know who's the fake person.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
I'm definitely at a point in my life where I know who's real.
Yeah, exactly.
For sure.
You know what I mean? Because who's, like, and I feel like too, it's like...
It's because I went MIA, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And the people who are still around me today are the people who stuck around when I went MIA. People who reached out to me when I wasn't reaching out to them, type of thing.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. And it's like also too, it's like in the book, the Tim Grover book, it's like all about, winning and stuff, and it's like how it shows, it's like, not all of us win, but then also too, like how he says, when there's an individual that is winning, it does show on how people around that person, like that person's winning, they get, you know what I mean? Like, even
with that being said, like, your environment and the people who are around you, you're in control of that, and you're in control of your actions and what you do, and your actions are going to reflect your goals. So
exactly.
It's like and that's where it comes down to the power of wanting something. There's a lot of people out there who say, oh, I want to lose weight, or I wish, you know what I mean? People say, I wish. It's like, oh, do you now? You're in complete control of that.
Yeah.
You know that, right?
You can't do it. Like,
yeah, I know. And people don't realize
but
that.
You don't do it. Yeah.
So that's where it comes down to wanting something or wanting to want something.
They want the pill that...
You hear me?
Yeah.
Wanting something or wanting to want something.
Yeah.
A lot of people just want to want something.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, those are the people who say, oh, I want to lose weight. And it's like, do you? Are you going to take the actions in the steps to do that? Or are you just going to say it and then just be overweight still?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's like that. They just want to want it.
Yeah.
I wanted it. I got it. I really wanted it. And I sought out what actions to take and what steps to take to get to where I want to be.
To where you were,
And I'm continuing to take those steps because, it's a never-ending journey. So,
Yeah.
But I wanted it as opposed to just people, like, wanting to want it.
Exactly,
So,
yeah. No, that's a good way to look at it, too. And like the other saying, like, Rome wasn't built in a year, so it's
day.
like...
It's a day.
Oh, it's a day. Oh,
Rome wasn't built in a day.
I get that confused with
Not like that
thing.
one. That's something that I resonate with
Yeah.
completely because, like, music, and I did music for 7 years. I'm still doing it. It's like nothing's happened, really. You know what I mean? It's like...
You're still doing it.
It's like last week's episode when we talked last week's 10,000 rule.
Yes.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's like go listen to last week's episode. I'm not going to tell you about it, but go listen to last week's episode. Yeah, it is. It really is good. I want to end this because we do have to wrap this up with another quote because we were just talking about it before we went on a rant, but talking about like karma and stuff like that, but also like your actions being what is going to lead to your rewards type of thing. And the quote is, virtue is its own reward while sin is its own punishment. So doing the good things in life is going to reward you even if you're not seeking rewards. You know what I mean? Like eating healthy, that's going to reward you with a better body, a better mindset, sleeping better and stuff. And that leads to just doing better in general in life, being more productive, more cognitive, cognitive functions increasing. Yeah. So, and then like doing all the bad shit, it's its own punishment. You got to eat a bunch of shit, AKA sin, like in the quote. If you're going to eat a bunch of shit, it's the punishment is getting overweight, getting obese, having heart problems, high blood pressure, like diabetes, like that's the punishment, It's like, it's as simple as that.
Are you willing to go through that punishments and stuff, and live your life with that? Going to the doctors constantly every week, and so that's your life is your life.
Yeah, you're in complete control, and you have, and people have to find their willpower and have to have that spark, that moment where they realize like I gotta get my shit
I gotta
together.
get back on that track.
Yeah, or not even back on track, because some people are never on the track. You know what I mean? It's like I gotta fucking build a track. You know, it's like I gotta fucking catch a train and like you make sure. You know what I mean? It's like
no, definitely.
A lot of people.
That's a good way to look at it.
Yeah, a lot of people are never on track or haven't been before, so like they don't even know where to go.
Yeah, that's definitely a good way to look
I'm an online nutrition coach if you guys are listening to this and need to quick shameless plug. No, but if anyone ever needs anything with nutrition, you know, reach out to me. I'm willing to answer questions, hop on a call with you for free and try to see if I can help you without you having to pay me. Because I cost a pretty penny. Not really though. But yeah, definitely. Where can people find you, Cubes?
On Snapchat and Instagram, acubes123. That's for you,
right.
Trevor.
Yes, you did it right, dude. Yeah. Thank you guys for listening. We appreciate you. You guys can find me at... Oh shit! I just fucked up because I'm thinking about how good you did. You guys can find me on Instagram at the Trevor Violet. That's TheTrevorViollette. Link to my website in the description. Book a call with me, like I said, and links to our socials, the FOEcast Instagram, all that down in the description. Once again, thank you guys for listening, and we will see you guys in the next episode.